Everybody, JCB here at the Awesomist. You're watching the Awesomist travel vlog. Today I'm at the Alamo in San Antonio, Texas. I'm gonna go inside. Hopefully, I'll get to see the basement. So on our last day in Texas, we took a little road trip to visit one of the most iconic tourist destinations in America. The Alamo is an historic site where Texas settlers battled the Mexican army in an attempt to stay independent from Mexico. The history of the Alamo is all very interesting. Basically, there were some Texas settlers that were promised one thing, then the politicians of the day kind of changed their mind about it, and a big battle ensued. I'm not doing the story justice. I definitely encourage you to look it up yourself, or hell, just go to San Antonio and visit the Alamo in all of its glory. If you pay for the cheapest tour, which we did because the guided tour was all sold out, you'll get one of these things that looks like an old school wireless phone and a pamphlet. The pamphlet includes a map and certain spots on that map where you will find markers. Punch in the number on the marker and you'll hear the story related to that point of interest. Even today, the movies often depict the Alamo like this, or this, or this. A dusty, lonely, remote location with nothing around for miles. This is mostly accurate of the 1836 battle, but today it's anything but remote. It sits in the midst of a bustling city, the city of San Antonio, Texas. The entire surrounding area is gorgeous with so much going on and tons to do even just within walking distance of the Alamo's actual site. Now unfortunately, you can't turn on cameras within the church, but I did get lots of footage of everything happening around the church. Out front is this huge monument with the names of the people who died in battle. And if you look closely at the ground's walls, you can still see bullet holes embedded in them. First we decided to take a selfie and then realized we probably shouldn't be smiling at a place like this, so I frowned, then my wife frowned, then my daughter forgot to frown, that was hilarious, and that's just kind of where we left it. The gift shop on the grounds was erected much later, but the proceeds of all the merchandise sold go toward maintaining the Alamo. Everywhere you look, you'll find historic artifacts and landmarks and tributes to the people who fought and died here. I definitely recommend taking some kind of guided tour. Whether it's with an actual tour guide or just a little old school phone thing, you'll get a lot more information than if you're just wandering around trying to piece it together yourself. Despite the millions of people who visit the Alamo every year, there's still lots of wildlife that's just hanging around. The entire outdoor section of the Alamo's grounds is breathtakingly beautiful. You would never know today that some epic battle took place back in the 1800s. It's just gorgeous, and even though it was blistering hot outside, when you're in these grounds, everything just feels more peaceful and cool. It's a lot of fun to just stroll around and read all the plaques and little bits of information they have scattered throughout the park. The Alamo's gift shop is full to the brim with Texas and Alamo themed merchandise and souvenirs. This is the perfect place to pick up a gift for your loved one back home. Next to the Grand Canyon, Mount Rushmore, the Statue of Liberty, and our nation's capital, the Alamo is definitely one of those things you have to see at least once in your life. So that was my visit to the Alamo. Learned a whole lot and have a new appreciation for what happened here. And I'm very disappointed there wasn't a basement. And I'm never going to find Pee-wee's bike. After the Alamo, we drove to Austin, Texas and hit the airport. We're at the Austin International Airport. We are waiting for our flight. And actually just trying to find our gate right now. But we're on time. Everything's been going pretty well. Except for a couple small things on this trip. And one kind of big thing. Yeah. I enjoyed it. Today was really hot and really tiring. But other than that, I had a great time. No seats. I know we're flying economy, but come on.
True.
On our flight home, I got to experience chasing the sunset across the sky, which was pretty amazing. We left Austin, Texas at sunset, and the entire flight the sun was in a perpetual state of setting as we flew further and further west. When we landed in California, it finally went down completely, and it was kind of the perfect way to end a really nice trip. I also want to thank our friend Kelsey for picking us up at the airport, and for not being mad that I'm showing this clip. So let's do a quick little review of the entire trip so far. The airlines all get an A. We didn't really have any major problems to speak of. Ranger Inn gets a C, as it's not a great hotel, but it is within walking distance of Six Flags Over Texas. Speaking of Six Flags Over Texas, that park gets an A. It was really amazing. We had a great time the whole time we were there. Free Play also gets an A, as it's exactly what you'd expect, and we had a lot of fun. Six Flags Fiesta Texas gets a C because, well, we won't go into that again. The Hojo's gets a B+. It was nice. It's a Hojo's. The city of San Antonio gets an A. It's beautiful. There's tons of stuff to do. My only complaint was that there's a lot of roads called Frontage Road, which gets really confusing. The Alamo gets an A+. It was very informative and a lot of fun to learn about history. The city of Austin also gets an A+. That's just a cool town in general. And lastly, my friend Kelsey gets an A+ for again letting me show this clip. Anyway, that was my trip. Let me know what you thought down in the comments below. I had a great time. There were a few ups and downs, mostly with regards to Six Flags Fiesta Texas, but you know, other than that, we would definitely do this again. We had a blast. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe as I release new videos every week. And until next time, keep being awesome.